Okay. Let's wind up in the next 1 minute or so. Everybody take your seat. For those of you online, you are very, very welcome to tonight's session. Thank you for trusting in me and registering to take part in the School of Life Skills. This program is usually sponsored by Target Mining Resources and Mukai Healthcare and Haripet Expressions. Tonight, and for those of you who are in Africa, today we'll be looking at the topic personal development. Personal development. And one may ask, why should we learn about personal development? Why is personal development important? I would like to say or advise that if you do not take responsibility to develop yourself, someone somewhere in the world is developing himself or herself. So one day you are going to meet them and they will beat you. So if it's at an interview, they will be selected, you will not be selected. You will lose and they will win. So my advice to you is that you should make personal development a lifelong journey. You should always be developing yourself because you want to give yourself an advantage in life. You want to put yourself in the best position so that if you ever have to be in competition with anybody, if there is any occasion where they have to select one person, you should be that person. Is that right? So I suggest to you that let's take personal development very serious because we don't want to be losers. Anybody in this room want to be a loser? So no matter what is going on in your life, you do not want to lose. So what are we going to do? In personal development, what we teach is that you always start with the end in mind. Okay, so no matter what is going on in your life, no matter what is going to happen, always think of the end in mind. And this is the way you're going to look at it. So we're going to ask ourselves, who do I want to become in the next 10 years? Who do I want to become in the next 15 years? How do I want to live my life in my old age? Have you thought about it? Where do you want to live for the rest of your life? So always, before you start anything to do with personal development, you always have to start with the end in mind. Think long term. So who do I want to become? How do I want to live my life? Where do I want to live my life? And then knowing where you would like to be long term, you start to dream big about where you want to go, what you want to do, and how you want to live your life. So dreaming big is about your purpose in life. Okay, I believe that everybody should have a purpose. You are not here by accident. Maybe your parents made an accident by producing you, but once you are here, there is a purpose. There is a reason why you are alive today listening to me. So what you need to know is to find out that reason. Find your purpose in life. Every company you work for has a certain purpose, isn't it? Every company has a reason. For example, why is it that KCGM does not play footy? Any reason? Because when you play footy in Australia, you get a lot of money. But why is it that KCGM does not play footy? Because their purpose in life is not about footy. So you have to find your purpose in life. And for those who believe in God, God has called us all here for such a time as this. So if you are alive today, it's not by accident and it's not automatic. You are alive because God has a certain calling on your head, which you have to know and work towards. But if you don't know, then personal development does not make sense. Because what are you going to develop? Okay, so for example, if my calling is to play soccer and go to the World Cup, then I build my personal development and all my learning and all my practices go towards soccer. So if Linda is playing netball, I'm not going to change to play netball because my calling is soccer. So we have to know our calling. And it's the same as your purpose. But it's also the same as your dream. I would like you to understand that dreams are free. We don't have to pay money for dreams. So if you have to dream, then dream big. Okay, don't limit your dreams based on your income. So dream big. But before we go on, I would like to share with you my dream, my personal dream. Okay, the reason why I do what I do and the reason why I am the way I am. I want to share my dream with you because I don't like to teach theory. I don't want to go and read a book and come and teach you. I like to teach things that are practical, things that I have done in my life that has worked for me. And when I'm talking like that, the reason why I talk like that is that I want you, as I'm speaking, to also develop some hope in you that if I have been able to do it, you too can do it. Because I'm not special, I'm not different from you. So what is my dream? And everybody, the dreams don't have to be the same. Okay, everybody must have your own dream. But I'm just sharing with you, I'm using my life as an example, talking about personal development and how I have benefited through personal development. So that's my dream right there. Okay, so from age 18, I had a dream to marry, to build a family, big family. I like big family. My father had 13 children. And my dream has always been to beat my father. So from age 18, I dreamt of marrying. Actually, my target was to marry at 22. So I started looking. But fortunately or unfortunately, all the girls around were not interested in me. So, but I kept going. I kept praying. I kept believing God. I kept doing everything that I can do to marry. But God had a different plan. So 22 did not come on. But I kept going because a dream does not change. The dream is put in your heart by God when you are a child. Usually it is better between 12, 15, 16, 17 years. God put a dream in your heart. And if you don't fulfill that dream, the dream will always go and come back. It will always circulate. You have to fulfill your childhood dreams. You have to find it and you have to pursue it for the rest of your life. So I kept praying. I kept believing. I kept working hard. But thank God, 33, I got married. But I wanted 10 children. But my wife wanted 3. So we have to believe God and strike a deal. Okay, and God gave us 5 beautiful children. And that's my dream. That's my framework. When you come to my study, it's in the frame. I have a frame. I put them in the frame. And every decision I make in my life, because of this dream. Every job I do, every company I say yes to, everything I do is because of this dream. You don't have to have the same dream, but you have to find your own dream because God gives dream to everybody, but differently. Do you know why the guy who made the aeroplane did not make mobile phone? Because it costs more money and more time and more calculation to make an aeroplane than mobile phone. But mobile phone was not his dream. What's your dream? So when we finish this seminar today, when you go home, right, find it. Find your dream. Just as I'm speaking, just begin to, in your heart, begin to find out. When you were a child playing, what was the dreams you had? Start thinking about it again. The English people call it childhood dream. You got to go back to your childhood dream and work to fulfill it. You got to believe God and get your childhood dream done. Every company you work for has a dream. So why shouldn't you have a dream? Why not you? When you go to the office, you can go and check your website. Every company has something they call the vision. So what they do with the dream is that they take the dream and put words to it. They put it in a picture format. They write it in such a way that they can see it all the time. But remember, the dream is in your heart. It was put there by God. Does that make sense? So you have to take it from your heart and bring it to your mind and picturize it, put it in a picture format that you can see, or write it down. When you write it, it becomes a vision. So when you go to your company website tomorrow and you check, they have something there called a vision. So if you go to KCGM website, you can check right now. They have a vision. Goldfields, they have a vision. McMahon, they have a vision. Every company I've worked for 11 different companies in my 25 years of industry, and they all have a vision. So why don't you have a vision for yourself and for your family? Can you treat yourself like a company? So the vision is just take your dream and bring it here. Put it in a picture that you can see and put it on your fridge. Or write it down. For those of you that read the Bible says that write the vision, write it down, for it is for an appointed time. He said, though it tarries, it will come to pass. Every vision will come to pass. Will you like your vision to come to pass, or you want to help other people's vision to come to pass? So that's why we call the personal development. If you don't have a vision for yourself that is personal, then personal development does not make sense. That is why when they sign you up in the company, they give you something called career development, professional development, because they want you to help them build their vision. Okay, so as you help them, make sure that you also have your own vision on the side. But you got to take it out of your heart. God put it in your heart and bring it up into your mind and then write it down. Every company has a mission. And the mission is, how are you going to achieve your vision? So you have the vision. It's in your head, or you have a picture in front of you. Put it on your mobile phone as a screensaver. Put it on your laptop as a screensaver. Put it a photo on your fridge. Just go to the internet and make a photo. Whatever you want. I listened to a lady the other day. She said her dream was to sleep. So she went on the internet and found a lady that was sleeping. And she placed it on the phone, fridge. But as she was doing this, she was an engineer working. But she wanted to sleep. But she said, I started work at 6:15 a.m. So she started a vision on the side, building her own business after work, until the business gave her more money than the job. So she resigned the job, and at 6:15 she slept. So write your mission. How are you going to achieve your vision? You have to write it down in clear language. Because when you go to your company website, they have written it there. If you don't know what to write, just go and copy. Okay, copy from your company website and make it your own, and change the language and write something that you can understand. Is that all right? Every company has a passion. Passion is the target, is the focus. What are they chasing this month? What are they chasing next month? What do they want to do in the next 5 years? Every company has a certain focus. And every human being has something called passion. Everybody is interested in something. You got to know that thing. Some people like dogs. Some people like books. Some people, you got to know your passion. Because usually your passion is what is going to lead you to fulfill the vision. But if you don't have the passion, visions and dreams become useless. But everybody have it. Just that because of life, we tend to forget it. So find your passion. Your success in life is a mathematical formula. Okay, and my background is engineering, so I like mathematics. When I was in high school, mathematics was one of my best subjects. So I try to put everything I do in mathematical formula. So your personal success in life is a mathematical formula. And the formula is like this. It's a dream plus the dreamer plus a helper tend to success. And this is what I mean. God gives everybody a dream. Every individual has a dream. Every child, when you talk to them, they know their dream. It's only the adults that sit on their dreams. But if you talk to every kid, they will tell you right now. Just ask them. They will tell you. So life starts with a dream. The dream is from God. and it's placed in your heart when you were a child. But the reason why it takes a long time to develop or find your dream or bring your dream into realization is the dreamer, the time it takes to make the dreamer. Every dream needs a dreamer. So God has a plan that I want to make an aeroplane. He will find a dreamer in the Wright brothers. God said, I want to make a mobile phone. He will find a dreamer called Steve Jobs. God said, I want to make the train. He will find a dreamer called Albert Einstein. God always working with dreamers. You have to dream to be able to make an impact in this life. You cannot succeed without a dream. But a dream without a dreamer is useless. Does that make sense? So start dreaming again. Become a dreamer. Dream of the impossible. Dream of the big things. Dream of the amazing things. Dream of good things. Don't worry about the news. Don't worry about the television. Don't worry about everything the government is saying. Just focus on your dream. Become a dreamer. "24 years ago, I have no child. I just have a dream. Now I have a wife plus 5 kids. But my dream is 10. I'm still going. So I'm looking for people to adopt. I want to adopt some children into my family. Because by the grace of God, the 5 that God gave me, I've taken good care of them. They have all okay. I don't have a problem with them anymore. When I sleep, I sleep. So I have more room in my house for 5 more. I'm looking for 5 more children to adopt. A dream is a dream. But a dream without a dreamer is not going to work. Every dreamer needs a helper. You see, no matter how big you dream, no matter how large you dream, if you cannot find your helper, your dream will not come to pass. So Cristiano Ronaldo dreamt of winning the World Cup at age 12. But he has to find a coach. And for 23 years, he listened to the coach. He listened to the coach. 23 years. At 35, he won the World Cup. So if you don't have a helper, your dream is not going anywhere. But remember, it's a combination. You have to add up the mathematics. Your success in life is equal to a dream. The dream must come from God. So go and pray to God. God, give me a dream. God, what is my dream? Show me the dream. Pray to God until you can find a dream. But I know that it's already in your heart. If you come to my house, I sit with you for 15, 20, 30 minutes, I can get a dream out of your heart. It's just I have 5 questions that I ask everybody. We'll find your dream right now. But it is there. If you ask God and you pray about it, you will find it. Or go and ask your mother. Or go and ask your father. The dream is always there. It's from God. But the dream without a dreamer is useless. So you got to build a dreamer, and that is the personal development. What we are going to talk about for the rest of the evening is about developing the dreamer. You got to find that dreamer. And I don't want it to be anybody. Just be the dreamer. Be the dreamer yourself. Be a dreamer. I want to be a dreamer. Jason is going to be a dreamer. But every dreamer needs a helper. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? If you don't have the helper, it's not happening. At the recent Olympic Games, America won the basketball tournament. And the best player in that tournament, known as LeBron James, 39-year-old man, he's played basketball all his life. But at 39, he still has a coach. Does that make sense? So if you live your life without a coach, all your dreams will stay in your pocket. You got to find one. You got to find a coach. You got to find somebody who is helping you. You got to find your helper. So you plus personal development is a great advantage. You see, if you don't develop yourself, if you leave yourself alone and you say, oh, I can do it alone, I can do it by myself, I can do it by myself alone, you remain alone. You die alone, and we will bury you ordinary, and nobody will remember you after your death. If you do everything by myself, I can do it, I can do it. Okay, it's okay. We will look at you to do it. We will allow you to go. But when you die, we will bury you in the ordinary grave. And no one will remember you after that. So if you want to gain great advantage in life, take whoever you are today. Whoever you are today is okay. Okay, nobody was born special. Nobody was born great. We were all born. Does that make sense? The only difference is the personal development. If you can develop yourself, you have great advantage in life. Anybody want an advantage? Charles, would you like to have an advantage? So what are we going to do to find the advantage? Now you have a dream. Okay, we started with a dream. Start with the end in mind. So once you know the end, where your life is going to end, you want to find a vehicle that will take you there. Okay, a lot of wise people say that dream is not a destination. It's a journey. Okay, but for tonight, just for tonight's purposes, I want you to assume that it is a destination. We want to get there. So my dream when I was 18 years was to have a family. So my target, everything was working towards finding the family, getting a wife, getting the children, get a family. Okay, now that I have the family, I'm dreaming again. I'm dreaming of a bigger family. Does that make sense? Hello? So we treat the dream like a destination. And you want to find a vehicle that is going to take you to that destination. Now, when we get to the destination, we want to dream again. Does that make sense? So if your dream is a destination, what vehicle are you going to use to get there? So let me give you another dream. Let's say, for example, okay, you want to make $200,000 a year. For example. How are you going to make it? So Silver says that I am a mechanic. I'm going to use my mechanics to create. So the mechanics become the vehicle. Okay, so now I'm going to develop myself to become the best mechanic in town. Hello? If you are the best mechanic, do you think you can make $200,000 a year? When Lionel Messi won the World Cup, he was given a contract for $2 billion at age 35 for 2 years contract. All you need to make the 200,000 is to become the best. It's not because of your boss or your company or the job you are doing. If you become the best, everybody will pay for you. Is that right? So my doctor in town is the best doctor, but he charges very much. But I don't want to take my health to give to an amateur doctor because he's going to charge me little. I go to the best. So if you become the best, we will all pay to come and see you. So if you take mining engineering as your vehicle, okay, you don't stay in the and say, I'm a miner, and then you start there. No, we are walking through using the mining engineering as a vehicle to get to the dream. Does that make sense? So let's say my dream is to become a chief executive officer of a mining company. That is my dream. When I see them in the TV, I like them. So I want to become one. Easy. Go to school, do mining engineering, get a job, and then become the best. We will give you the appointment. So your success in life all depends on you. But you got to find a vehicle that is going to take you to that success. Does that make sense? So now that you know the vehicle, what are you going to do next? So you have a dream. You know how you are going to achieve the dream, the means that you are going to use. Okay, so I wanted to be very, very rich. And I heard when I was young that geology people are very rich. So I did geology. It's not hard. Okay, geology was hard. They tried to fail me, but I forced myself. Because it was my dream. 3-year course took me 4 years, but I went through. I finished. I became a geologist. Okay, I made some money, but I realized that it was not too much like what I wanted. So I realized that, the general manager, I talked to, they are mining engineers. Okay, so I went back to school. I did mining engineering. It was hard. 2-year course took me 4 years, but I finished. You see, if you have a dream, the facts don't count. Somebody say, you are too old, you are too young. It doesn't matter. When you have a dream, the facts don't count. Does that make sense? But you got to find a coach. You remember I told you that a dream plus a dreamer plus a helper. If you don't find this coach, your dreams will sit in your pocket. You see, dream doesn't come about because you have a lot of money. Actually, I heard one pastor say the other day that if you can achieve your dreams with your own pocket money, then it is not a dream from God. He said that dream is too small. He suggested that maybe you ate too much pizza. And then when you went to sleep, you started seeing some things you call a dream. God give you a big dream, but God also provide a helper to help you. You have to find that helper. Does that make sense? So let's go out there and find our helpers. Because without a helper, you can't develop. If you don't have a coach. You see, it's like going to the gym and say that, I want to get 6-pack. And then you don't know which weight to lift, what nutrition to take. And you are going to the gym. And then you come home and you come and eat all the ice cream. And then you go to the gym. You would go for 6 years, nothing will happen. All you need to find is to find a personal coach at the gym. And they will show you which machines to use. And in 6 weeks, you get a pack. Easy. So if you want to develop yourself, you got to find a coach. Does that make sense? If you don't want to develop, it's okay. But if you want to develop, I suggest to you that find a coach. Now, when you have a coach, you have to associate with successful people in the area where you have your dream, in the area where you want to be successful. So if you want to be a successful tennis player and all your friends are taxi drivers, it's not going to happen. Yeah, if you want to be a professional driver, then I surround myself with drivers. Okay, and Harriet's father is an example. And through the driving, he made a lot of money because his friends were drivers. He was a graduate. He went to university, but he was a teacher, and the teaching money was not enough. So he changed. He bought a taxi, and he surrounded himself with taxi drivers. Later on, he became the chairman of the drivers' union. So you got to surround yourself with successful people in the area where you want to succeed. Okay, so currently I'm a pastor. All my closest friends are pastors. Actually, all the best pastors in Kalgoorlie are my friends. Does that make sense? So you choose the area. If, let's say, for example, I want to have a successful marriage. That is what is killing a lot of people these days. I want to have a successful marriage. If you sit alone with your wife in your house, you're not going to be successful. You got to connect with other successful people. Does that make sense? If you want to be a successful geologist, you got to go to the Geology Association. You cannot stay at home and want to be successful. If we don't know you, we are not inviting you. You are not coming to the meeting. We are not promoting you. You will stay there alone by yourself. Does that make sense? So if you want to succeed, what do you do, Charles? And associate with successful people. You have to belong to a winning team. Find some team that is winning and join them. So, Saba, look at this. If Lionel Messi did not play for the Argentina national team, do you think he would have won the World Cup? Let's say if he was playing for Portugal, will he have won the World Cup? Never. So if you want to win a World Cup, what do? You join a winning team. Some people don't like winning. It's okay. You can be on your own. But if you want to win, please find a winning team and then join them. Now that you're on the team, you got to build yourself. Does that make sense? So we started with a dream. And then we turned the dream into a vision. You've written it down. You have a coach that is helping you. You are part of a winning team. Now the difference is that you have to become the team player. Because you cannot belong to the team and then you are sitting on the bench all the time. You have to become a team player. Now to become a team player, you have to develop belief in yourself. You have to believe that me too, I can contribute. Me too, I can succeed. You have to believe in yourself. If you are always doubting your abilities, if I'm the coach, I'm not selecting you. You got to believe. If they ask the question, hey, we have a broken down engine. Who can fix it? I'm the best mechanic, sir. Sir, I'm the best mechanic I can fix. You have to believe in yourself. If you are hiding, we are not giving you the chance to succeed. You got to volunteer. You got to show yourself that you believe that you can do it because you've got the skills. You see, God will not give you a dream that he knows that you cannot do it. Every dream that God gives to you, God knows also that you can do it. So believe in yourself. You got to build belief. And no one is going to give you the belief, Linda. You see, if you don't believe yourself, it's very difficult for me to believe in you. Okay, I spoke to a young man the other day. Then he said, yeah, they don't believe me. They don't believe me. Who believes you? You got to believe in yourself. Because if you don't believe in yourself, no one is going to believe you. Build faith. Have faith in God. Have faith in yourself. And have faith in your coach. Have faith in your team. You got to have some faith. Because without faith, we can do nothing. You got to have faith. You got to trust the people around you. Trust your work colleagues. Trust your boss. Trust your parents. Trust if you are married. Trust your husband. Trust your wife. Trust some people. You got to trust somebody in this world. Because trust is the glue that holds all relationships together. So if you don't trust your partner, that relationship is going to break. So you got to build trust in your relationships at work and at home and in business and at church and in the community, in the mosques. Everywhere you show up, you have to trust somebody. Because I've heard a lot of people say that, don't trust anybody, don't trust anybody. No, but if you don't trust the people, who is going to help you? Because you cannot do all your dream by yourself. So build trust. You got to build trust. You got to find a way to trust somebody. You got to develop it, and it takes time to develop. Trust does not come because you were born. So if people don't trust you, you got to work on it. And then you got to develop hope. Okay, what is hope? Hope is that you believe beyond every reasonable shadow of doubt that no matter what happens, I will make it. I will get to the dream. I will achieve that dream. No matter how long it takes, no matter how long it costs, I'm going to make it. So hope is a confident, calm expectation of good. Not by force. You just relax. I know that it's going to happen. Is that right? You got to have confidence that tomorrow will be better than yesterday. Because I talk to some people, they always complain, oh, it's too hard. Oh, last year was better. No, the good old days. No, if people talk like that, watch them. Because the good days are ahead. They are not past yet. Your better days are ahead of you. So every morning, wake up with the hope that something good is going to happen. So when you walk with a spring. You walk. You don't walk like this. When you get to the office, let them know that you are around. Knock the door. Hello, how are you? How are you today? How was your evening? Always go with some enthusiasm. Have hope that tomorrow will be better. Because yesterday is already gone. We can't fix it. So if all your problems today is based on what happened yesterday, it's too late. You are wasting your dream. And you have to develop. Nobody will give it to you. You have to develop it yourself. Even if you don't feel like it, I still have hope that tomorrow will be better. It doesn't matter what the news says. The news can say whatever. Oh, the one-word government. They say two words government, 3-4 government. No, whatever. It doesn't matter. My children, they will be great. It doesn't matter what happened. They will be great. You got to develop that hope for yourself. Because even if KCGM, they lose money this year, they know that next year is going to be better. If they lose money next year, they know that 10 years' time they will recover. That's why we have to spend money, like 18 years doing exploration in the bush. Because we know that when we find 1 ounce of gold, we will pay for all the 18 years. Does that make sense? You cannot develop yourself if you have no hope that tomorrow is going to be better. Does that make sense? So because I know that tomorrow is going to be better, I develop myself. I put myself in the position that when the betterment comes, I am already ready. Because the betterment is coming. We have technology. We have amazing gadgets. We have brilliant young people coming up. Everything is advancing and getting better. Why are you despair? Why are people despair all the time? The world is going to become a better place. But if it doesn't become better and you die, we are going to heaven. So there's more hope. There's better hope there. Just develop some hope. Get hope that it shall be well. Today is better than yesterday. But tomorrow, it will be better than today. Is that all right? If you don't take anything from this message today, I want you to take this home. That today is better than yesterday. Will you agree? Because you see, I know some of you, I know where you have come from. Okay, last year, last 2 years, if you check your background, it was not good. That's why God has transferred you here, because he knows that he's got a dream for you. So when you wake up in the morning, wake up with hope. that tomorrow is going to be better. Does that make sense? Decide to create a significant legacy in your life before you leave. So legacy is just how you make people feel. So when you go, how are we going to remember you? So Linda, when you are not here anymore, how are we going to remember you? Okay, I read on LinkedIn the other day that Linda is amazing. Linda is a hard-working girl. I read all on LinkedIn. So she's created a legacy. When she's not here anymore, we are still going to talk about Linda. Does that make sense? So do something, make something happen in your lifetime that when you are not here, they will remember. You see, don't just sneak into work and then sneak out. When you get there and you decide that this is where I want to work, make an impact. Make them remember you. When you go to a school, don't just sneak into the school and then sneak out. Leave a legacy. So don't come to Kalgoorlie and live in Kalgoorlie for 15 years, and then when you leave, nobody remember you. Don't do that. You have to decide that I want to leave a legacy. You choose which legacy you want. Does that make sense? Because you cannot develop if you don't know where your end is going to be. You have to start with the end in mind. So create a positive legacy. Let people remember you well. Don't let go. Don't die and then all they remember, oh, that boy who doesn't smile. Oh, that man is very wicked. Yeah. When you die, let your children speak well of you. Create a positive, significant, and lasting legacy. Maybe 20 years after you have died and gone, we will name a street after you. We will rename the sports stadium and then put your name on it. Do something before you die. So once you decided to do something, now we are going to develop you. Remember the dream plus the dreamer plus the helper. Now we want to build the dreamer. We want to develop the dreamer. And the characteristics of a dreamer is that dreamers are loyal. Loyal is a combination of two words. It means loving and caring. Okay? So to make an impact, to make a significant impact, to leave a positive legacy, you have to be loyal to someone or something. Someone. So when you join a company, like when I joined Goldfields for 6 years, I worked so hard that all the managers in that line, they like me. Everywhere they go, they wanted to bring, Peter, are you free? I got a job here for you. They always call me because I made an impact in 6 years. Does that make sense? So make an impact, become loyal. When they say come to work at 5, I am there at 5. When they say come to work at 8, I am there at 8. Be loyal to someone or something. Does that make sense? Now, if you don't know who you are going to be loyal to or what you are going to be loyal to, I suggest that be loyal to your dream. So be loyal, okay? If you want to be a dreamer, who are you going to become? Loyal person. Develop loyalty. Choose one thing, one woman. I'm very loyal to this lady. Very, very loyal. Choose one person and be loyal to the person. Don't shiver, don't wave, no. Loyal, just loyal. As soon as she speaks, you say, lie down, I lie down. Loyal is loving and caring. I care for her. I'm always thinking about her. Sending text message, giving a call. very loyal to my family because the family is my dream. Does that make sense? But remember that 24 years ago, that family did not exist. There was only one dreamer. But in 24 years, believing in God and working on myself and developing myself, I have a stable family because I'm loyal. It doesn't have to cost a lot of money. Just be loyal. Just choose one person. Or choose one thing, want something, just one. I chose geology. For 20-something years of my life, I pour everything into geology. So now when all geologists have a conference and they have a meeting, they remember that name, Peter Young. Just one. Don't worry yourself. If somebody is doing something nice, it's okay. But which one is your dream? Just choose one. All women are beautiful, but my wife beat them all. Just one. And be loyal. Just be loyal. If you want your dreams to come true, you have to be loyal to someone. One person. Or something. You have to find that thing. So find one person, one company, one job, one profession, one career. Find something and make a name. Then stay there and make a name. Because the young people these days, they are in a hurry. They keep changing. They change the company. If you give them 5,000 extra, they change. It's no dream. Be loyal to your dream. Because dreams take time. And because they take time, you have to develop what we call patience. Every good thing takes time. How many years does it take to grow an apple tree? Anybody have an idea? Apple tree. Apple, starting from the seed. 6 years. And then when they start to grow, how many apples can you pick from that tree? You can't, yeah. Every year more. Every year is becoming more. So every good thing takes time. So be patient, okay? Don't rush through things because dreams are dreams for a reason. They take time. Develop patience. You got to develop, and nobody will give it to you. Okay, this is not a gift from God. It's not a gift from anybody. No, your parents cannot even give you. Patience, you have to develop it yourself. Are you ready to become the dreamer? All dreamers, I can mention about 200 of them right now. All dreamers that I know are patient because it takes time. Joseph, according to the old Jewish writings, says that he had a dream when he was 12 years old. And his dream was simple, was to become a leader. It took him 18 years extra working on the dreamer to become the leader. I've spoken about Lionel Messi already. He had a dream at age 12. And the dream was that he was carrying the World Cup. He didn't get the World Cup until he was 35. So 23 years of working on the dream. He broke his leg, he came back. He broke his back, he came back. He will always go and come back. 23 years, eventually he won the World Cup. It's taken me 24 years to build a family. Stable family, 24 years. Hard work, misunderstandings, fightings. Hard work, but it takes time. What is your dream? Develop patience. Develop a mindset to succeed, mindset to do well, mindset to live long. You have to develop a mindset. You have to change the way your mind is thinking and think like dreamers. I heard a story the other day about a guy in Sydney. So these business people, they sat down together, they came out with a dream, and they drew something, and they were going to build a skyscraper in a place. The place all was bush. Everybody was going there, passing bush. But these guys had a dream, and they were going to build a skyscraper. And this poor man was walking around, and he asked the people, what are these guys doing there? What do they think they are doing? He said, oh, some investor brought money to build a skyscraper. And this poor man was insulting them. Like, who would build a skyscraper here? Who would? But these guys, they are thinking differently. 20 years from now, they are thinking about the profit they are going to make from all the offices that are going to occupy that skyscraper. So if you want to succeed, if you want to do well in this life, we have to work on the mindset. You got to change the way we think. Is that right? You got to change your heart set also. You got to change the way you feel about things. Because if you are always feeling bad, you will not succeed. You got to develop the good feeling sometimes also. Feel love. Feel trust. Have a good feeling around you. And you have to create it yourself. It's not a gift. Does that make sense? Because I know some people, they are too chisel. They always hard. As soon as they come home, everybody is finding. As soon as they get to the office, everybody is running. No, just relax. Create a good feeling around you. Got a good heart. And you have to change your current heart. If you are a very bitter person, change to become free. In your heart, you got to develop a heart set. And you have to develop the habits of success. I heard some businessman say the other day, he says that you have to develop the successful habits so much so that success itself become a habit. That's amazing. Okay, you cannot succeed if you don't have the habit. If you are lazy, you sleep late, wake up, you don't wake up, you are always tired, you cannot read, you cannot study, you cannot do nothing, you can't succeed. So you got to develop the habit, waking up early, reading a book, reading the Bible, reading whatever book you have, any good book. Find something to read about successful people and principles, and you are learning, and you are getting yourself into, because it's about personal development, and you have to develop it yourself, not the news, not the YouTube, not Facebook. You have to develop yourself by yourself. Does that make sense? It's not a gift. Don't say that, oh, because my father was like this. No. You have to choose who you want to become and intentionally develop yourself in that direction. So let's say for right now you are not a basketball player, but you watch the Olympic Games, you like LeBron James, you want to become a basketball player. It's okay. Just start training and develop yourself and think the way the basketball people think. Wake up early, sleep late, eat light food, and develop like them. In 10 years' time, you'll be playing the basketball. Does that make sense? So develop the habit. And then this is my favorite. Personal development is all about character. Okay, you have to develop a character. You got to develop. You see, character is like a brand. You know how much companies pay for the brand name? Some companies, they have a brand manager. Have you heard about that before? There's company, they have a media manager. There are some companies, they have a public relations officer. Have you heard about that before? So for you, who is your public relations officer? Who is your media manager? That's your character. That's your character. The character you carry with you will speak for you. So develop character. Develop character. Because there are some people, when you mention their name, like if we meet at the board meeting and we are looking to promote one person, and then they mention your name at the board meeting, they be, oh, that guy is not punctual. No, we don't like him. No, that guy doesn't smile. No. Develop a character for yourself because it's your brand. Eventually, the character will pay you back. You see, I don't know if you read the Bible, but the Bible says something like this. It says that your character will open doors for you and put you in front of kings. Character. Build character. Work on yourself. Develop yourself. It takes time. Because what kills some people, they say that, oh, but I'm not like that. Okay, if you're not like that, like, it's okay. But can we work on it? Can we start developing from today so that your character will get better? Another quote I read the other day says that a good name is rather to be chosen. A good name is better than riches. Good name is in your character. If I mention your name at the board meeting, what are they going to say about you? If we want to promote one person to the manager role, and I suggest your name, what are they going to say about you? What name do you carry? Develop values. And this one, every company has it. Okay, so have your own values. Just go to your company website and copy. I'm telling you, just copy and paste on your sheet. Then write it to fit you. Because your values may be different from the owner of that company. But at least have an idea of what they are using. And because you are working for them, you can adopt something from there. Because, you see, we are not going to invent anything new. Everything you are seeing is all been done before. Like if you, let's say something right now, the latest is AI, isn't it? AI. AI. Last time I found AI in the Bible. It's been there for over, I don't know how many years they wrote that Bible. But AI has been there a long time. You talk about tablet, you have a tablet. Tablet is there a long time from Moses. God gave him the tablet. Tablet is long time. You see, if you are walking in the bank and the door open, you think that is magic. It's long, long, long time. There's nothing new. Everything is going around and come back. Okay, so develop values for yourself and guide your life according to your values. Does that make sense? So what are your values? What are the things that you value? What is value? Value is what is important to you. Okay, so I have a dream, I have a coach, I have a good team. Then I'm going to live my life based on my own values. So my values are, number one, my faith. Number two, my family. Number three, my future financial freedom. Number four, empowerment. I like talking to people and encouraging people and giving people hope. And I did it with all my children. I gave them hope. Hey, you can do this. Let's go. We can get this under control. And we are always talking through things, empowering people. I taught them how to drive myself. I taught my first boy how to iron. And then the second one, I said, oh, go to the first one. He will show you. Empower people. Make life easy for yourself by giving somebody else the power to do the work. Linda is my secretary, unofficial secretary. Every work you call me, somebody call me, ask this boy, Charles. I said, go and see Linda. You have to see Linda. You have to see. I push all the work on her. And she loves it. She's amazing. She's doing. You get it? Empower people. But when she came here, she was afraid. She didn't know anybody. I took her hand. I took her around. I introduced her and then left her. And now she find her feet. Same thing. Just empower people. Give power to the people. If you do that, you become free. Today we had a program at the Oasis that I should have been there, but I didn't go because I know Linda will be there. It was done, dusted. Nothing to do with me. But I should have been there. So empower people. But you don't have to have the same values like me. You got to find your own values. I know somebody said that my value is integrity. I like integrity. Somebody say my value is faithfulness. I want to be faithful to my wife. Somebody choose anything, but come up with your own values. Anything that is important to you can become your value. And then you work at it. That's why we call it personal development. This one is not a wholesale that everybody must do the same thing. personal development. You have to develop yourself by developing your own values. Does that make sense? This is not professional development. It's not career development. It's personal development, because the idea here is that when you develop a person, one person, that person can develop their family. That person can go and develop the workplace. That person can go and develop the church. That person can go and develop the mosque. That person can go and develop the community. One person can develop a country. But we want to develop one person at a time. That is the idea. That's why we are doing the personal development. So when you become developed, Australia will be developed. When you become developed, Kalgoorlie will be developed. When you become better, everything around you will become better. So can we go out there and develop ourselves by developing values? And then develop principles. Choose some principles. When you go to KCGM, Mr. Akwe, in KCGM, do you have something like safety policy? Mr. Humphrey, in Goldfields, do you have something like purchasing policy? Good. So if I take you away and I bring another person, can they follow the policy? That's it. So live by principles. Choose certain principles and govern your life by the principles. That's how companies work. If you want to succeed, you have to have your own principle. We call it personal development. Personal principles. What are your principles? So some people's principle is that I will not cheat on my wife. I will not cheat at the job. I know some business people, they do under invoice, over invoice. I do only one invoice, that's it. I don't know what is over invoice, under invoice, one invoice. That's my policy. Come up with a policy and live your life according to your own personal policy. Principles. Develop your own principles. So everything we have said up to now is okay. But like I said before, a dream plus the dreamer plus the helper equal to success in life. If you want to succeed, you have to have a dream. You have to become the dreamer. And then you have to look for help. So when Linda came to Australia and to Kalgoorlie, she needed a help to find a job. So I took a CV, took her around to my friends. And one lady said, oh, no, I will employ her. That's it, done. You need a helper. Everywhere you go, you need a helper. You need somebody that speaks for you at the table. But when you get to the table, you also have to look for somebody that you can speak for. Because somebody invited me and my family here just by a phone call. Because he was speaking for me. He was standing in front of the general manager and he was telling the general manager that, talk to Peter, talk to Peter, talk to Peter, talk to Peter. And then I got a job to come here. Easy. You got to know somebody. You got to find that person. But finding your helper is very difficult because sometimes when you talk to people, they can steal your dream. Okay, there are some people there, they are not helpers, they are stealers. They steal your dream. So when you share your dream with them, they steal it. You got to be careful. But it doesn't matter. You tell them, if you think that they are stealing your dream, run away. There are some people too, they are dream killers. When you tell them your dream, they kill your dream. He said, no, it will never happen. Nobody has done this in your family. We cannot do this. No, not in Kalgoorlie. No. When you hear the people talk, just leave. Because all you are trying to find is to find a helper. One helper, 2, 3. But you want somebody that will help you. Does that make sense? So find your helper. You got to receive help. You see, you got to be open to receive. Because I know some people too, they don't like receiving things. especially the men. They think they can do everything. Relax. Is that right? Relax. Life is good with help. You see, one of my policies in life is that everybody can do well in life with a little bit of help. Everybody. It doesn't matter your position, your category, your size. Everybody can do well. The way you are today, you can do better if you can get a little help. So be open for help. Okay? If you don't like people helping you, just pray to God. God will help you. There's always help somewhere. But remember that God works through people. So you got to find those people. Does that make sense? So number one, you got to find the help. But number two, the reason why you want to develop yourself is that you want to help other people. Does that make sense? Now, helping other people is the most difficult thing in the world, but it's the best thing to do. But because we are not developed, we cannot help. We are not helping because you cannot give what you don't have. Mr. Silva, does it make sense? So you got to build some strength. You got to build some faith. You got to build some hope. You got to build some love. You got to build some care. You got to take care of yourself. You got to make sure that you are strong. And then you can help. Does that make sense? But you cannot become strong if you don't have somebody helping you. So you have to find somebody helping you. You hold that person like this. Okay? And then you hang in the middle. And then you use this other hand trying to help those who are down there. Does that make sense? Because there is no self-development if you are not helping another person. You can't develop. You don't even know how much potential you have until you decide to help someone. So let's go out there, get some help, but at the same time, help others. And if you want to succeed, this is my favorite. Follow the process. Follow the process. Yep, because my name is Peter. And my profession is a pastor. So I like every word that starts with P. So pray and pray and pray and pray until you can find your dream. Is that right? So when you find your dream, you turn your dream into your purpose in life. The purpose is the reason why God has got you here today for such a time as this. Now that you know your purpose, you want to plan your life. So if you have a job, you have family, you have a church, you have to plan your life. You have to plan what you are going to do every day, every week, every month. You have to plan it. You have to plan your life. And then you have to prepare. Because everybody has a potential to succeed in this life if you are prepared. Another formula for success. Success is preparation plus opportunities. Success, those who are writing, you can write this. Success is preparation equal to preparation plus opportunities. There's a lot of opportunities in this world, but if you are not prepared, it's not coming to you. Okay, so you have to prepare long before your success. That's what we call the personal development. You have to prepare yourself in anticipation that something good is going to happen. So let's say if I come here and I say, oh, I'm a prophet, and I prophesy to you that in the next 10 years, Kalgoorlie is going to need a lot of doctors. Okay, in the next 10 years, Kalgoorlie is going to need a lot of doctors. If you want to benefit from that prophecy, what are you going to do? You go to medical school. Or you send your children to medical school. You got to find a way to benefit from that thing. If it is true. If it's not true, it's okay. But if it is true that Kalgoorlie is going to need doctors, You got to do something about that now. It will take you 5 years to become a doctor. And then by the time the boom is on, you are ready. But if you don't prepare and you say, oh, this prophet is a liar, this prophet is a liar, this prophet is a liar, 10 years will come, and then we need the doctors, and the doctors are not there, and you don't have a doctor to take care of you. So prepare yourself. And then when you are prepared, you want to practice. Why do you want to practice? You want to practice so that you become the best. You want to practice so that you can master the skills. Okay, so right now in my stage in my life, in my chasing of the dream, the skills I want to master is communication. So every day I'm looking for opportunity to communicate. I'm looking for chance to talk. I go to social media. I'm looking for people on the streets. I go to the shops. I'm just looking for somebody. I just want to talk. As soon as you want to listen, I'm talking. And some people see me, they say, oh, you like talking too much. But I'm mastering my skills. I'm mastering. I want to become a good communicator. I want to become an effective communicator. So I communicate. When I walk around town and I don't find anybody, I go to YouTube. I open YouTube and I speak to the YouTube. I speak. You get it? So you choose whatever you want to develop. But I am practicing my communication skills. Does that make sense? So you choose which area you want to master and practice. You don't have to be good at the beginning. Okay? And then you want to perform. Now that you have practiced and you have mastered the skills, then this is, for me, this is my stadium. This is my ground. I like to perform to people like this. You perform with a spirit of excellence every week, every month. If you perform every week, every month for 2 years. 3 years, and the skill, excellence, and you are adding up competence, confidence, and you are working on your skill, and you are performing at the studio, and you are performing. In 10 years' time, you'll get some award. I'm telling you, you'll get some award. So perform with a spirit of excellence. And when you perform with a spirit of excellence for a long time, you produce something we call good fruits. You become a producer. You produce some good fruits. So if your mechanics is the best in the town, we are coming to you. You don't have even to do any advert. We are coming to your workshop. And now that you have got the good fruits, what are we going to do? Repeat. Okay, so you can stay there alone and you can make $1 million right there. Because I know some mechanics that make $1 million. But I know some mechanics too, they cannot make 100,000. I know some engineers that make 100,000. But I know another engineer that make $1 million. You got to stay there, right there. You got to repeat. Repeat the same thing. That's how come I mastered geology in 6 years. I went to the gold fields. They showed me how to do geology for 6 months. And I repeated the same thing for 6 years. It's not hard. Then I took it from gold fields. I went to Newmont. I did the same thing. And I took it from Newmont. I went to Celarion. Same thing. You repeat, just repeat, different locations, different managers, but you are repeating the same thing because I know the results, I know the fruit, I know exactly what is going to come from what I'm doing. So you got to repeat. You got to repeat something. You got to repeat until you become very, very confident. So when I'm sleeping and you call me and you ask me a geology question, I can answer you. Because I've repeated it in every terrain. I did geology in Ghana, geology in Tanzania, geology in Celarion, geology in Australia. Geology is just geology. It's the same. You just repeat. And then finally, the reason why we do personal development is so that you can reproduce yourself in other people. Does that make sense? You got to find some people that want to become like you and train them, talk to them. Like one of my values in life is family, okay? I got a solid family. So now I'm teaching people like Silva how to get a good family. I'm teaching people like Linda how to get a good family. I'm teaching people, I'm talking to people, I'm working on families. Because I've done it already. You got to reproduce people like you, but you got to choose the dream. You got to choose what is your dream. My dream is family. So if I see strong families, I'm happy. So I want to produce more families, good, solid, strong families around the world. Is that all right? So let's summarize. Number one, let's all read together. So number one, you got to choose the craft first. Okay, you got to know which craft you want to master. For me, now it is communication. I mastered geology long ago. Okay, I know everything in geology. I don't want geology anymore. I'm mastering communication. So you got to master something. Is that right? But you choose that one. Okay, the boy at the back, he likes the sound system. He can play with the sound system. He can do whatever with the sound system. You got to choose something. Okay? And then you got to teach people the craft that you do. So because I like talking, I'm teaching people how to talk. Okay, you got to teach people your craft. You got to choose the craft. Like Silva is a mechanic. Okay, he's one of the best mechanics in Kalgoorlie. Right? Very soon they are going to make him the supervisor. So his responsibility in the shop as a supervisor is to train other mechanics. Yes, the craft that you have chosen, you got to find some people to do the same craft. Is that all right? As a geologist, over 25 years, I've trained more than 100 geologists all over the world. I have geologists scattered everywhere because I train them. Is that all right? Then the final one, that is the champion. That's why you need a self-development, okay? The final one is that you have to teach people who will teach others how to master their craft. Okay, so the stage where I am today, I'm not only training geologists. I'm not only training communicators. I'm training mechanics. I'm training managers. I'm training security officers. I'm training people to master their craft, not my craft, their craft. Is that right? But if you yourself, you are not developed in your own craft, in your own field, you cannot train other people how to develop their field. Because success is only one formula. Once you learn it, how to do it very well, we are going to duplicate. We take the formula, we show everybody, they will do well. So your children, don't worry if your children doesn't want to do mechanic. If they want to be doctor, just give them the same principles, they will succeed. They want to be a teacher, it's okay, don't fight them. Why are you not a mechanic? No, relax. Teach them the principles. They'll become good teachers. Is that right? Any question? Any question or contribution? Anybody want to say anything about what we have shared today? Jason, I can see you smiling. Do you have a question for me? Okay, while you wait and you are thinking, we want to put a young man online. So put a thing on Emmanuel. Emmanuel Tay is on site, so it's online, and he want to share some 2 minutes about how personal development has helped him to make success in his career as a geologist, now going to become a mining engineer. So, what do you want to do here? Mute myself. Yeah, I don't think I can do it here. Emmanuel, can you hear me? Emmanuel. Hello, Emmanuel, can you hear us? can you unmute yourself and ask your question?
Hello, Pastor V.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hello, Pastor Peter.
Yeah, Imam, we can hear you. Imam, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, I can't hear you. Can you
Okay.
hear me?
Yes, please.
Emmanuel, Emmanuel Tay. Um, Thanks so much, Pastor Peter, for giving me the opportunity to also share um, a little bit about personal development. Um, One thing I've actually noticed about developing yourself, as Pastor Peter said from all his um, lectures, is always trying to find someone to help you. I think it's really necessary to, or for everyone to find a mentor who will actually guide you in your personal development. Personal development, actually, as Pastor Peter, I think he has explained everything. It's basically looking inward and focusing on ways to get yourself better. Um, and Finding a mentor is one of the key things that everyone needs to find. Personally, for me, I've had mentors from Ghana, and then also here in Australia, I've also got a lot of mentors. Pastor Peter is one of them. He always guides me anytime I have issues or maybe I don't really understand anything. He comes to my aid, explains things to me, and then tell me what to do. So everyone needs to get a mentor. It's really, really important. Look around you. There are very good people, especially in Kalgoorlie. I would say Kalgoorlie is the best place to be, especially as like let's say someone who is starting in Australia, because it's a very like it's an environment where you can find people who are always willing to help. Like most Christians, like in the churches and all that, we've got people who are always ready to assist you in your studies, in your career, um, in finding like associations to belong to, and all that. Another thing I've also realized is that with personal development, you need to have a very positive mindset, a very, very positive mindset. Um, I would say always make sure you accentuate the positive. Make sure you accentuate the positive. Anything that you do, just have a positive mindset with whatever you do. And I think by doing that, you realize that you attract positive things. I read a book about Well Done, yeah, written by Ken. And one thing that he said in the book is, as someone who really wants to progress in life, you need to always have a positive mindset. Having a positive mindset is one of the things that attract positive things towards yourself. I say this because personally it has worked for me. Assuming you always focusing on negative things, automatically the environment is going to you are going to attract negative things towards yourself. If you always have a positive mindset, always having the winning mindset, it always works. It really works. Another thing, let's say about a positive, getting like having a very good personal development is also being social, having social connections with people. As Pastor Peter said, if you associate yourself with people and you open up, you'll be amazed the kind of things that you learn, or the things that you will notice about the environment. At the workplace, always try to have a very good social connections with people. Smile, like there are people at work who always wants to, be in their shells. If you do that, your personal development becomes something different. You don't really have a kind of people that you'll be attracted to. People wouldn't be able to come close to you, and then it will be difficult for you to ask questions. So it's really very important to also have that kind of social connection, and it also goes with having a very good, of which I know this particular one, it's sometimes a bit difficult for everyone to do, with the kind of work that we have, that is the having being um, healthy physically. It's one of the things that also builds your personal development. One thing that I always take from Pastor Peter, and I always tell him he does very well, is always trying to exercise. Every morning you see him and then the wife, or sometimes himself, have a walk around like town. And I always ask him, why do you do that? And he tells me, with that, you attract a lot of positive vibes around you. So being healthy physically can also help you develop yourself. So with my experience, as um, just a little bit to add up to what Pastor Peter is saying, is have like a very good relationship with everyone that you see around you, at the workplace, like in town, um, like at the supermarket. Just open up to people, and you'll be surprised what you can learn. You can learn from there. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you very much. That's a little I want to share. Hello, Pastor Peter. Can you hear me? Yeah. Hello. Hello, Pastor Peter. Yeah. So that's a little bit I want to share with everyone.
Yeah, thank you very, very much. Anybody has a,
Thank you very much, Pastor Peter, for this wonderful opportunity. I actually want to start by saying, um, my as you rolled out your delivery, you the essence, the importance of having an association, somebody, a mentor that can duplicate himself, reproduce himself into others, cannot be overemphasized. I think I've been in Kalgoorlie for over 2 years, and one of the pillars I would say that has been a blessing to me has been Pastor Peter, and that's why in meetings like this I keep coming. There's a saying that says that repetition means satisfaction. For me, it's this meetings continue to be a major blessing to me because anytime I come here, value, it imparts value into my life, and I always look for opportunity. It creates opportunities for me to make my life better. And so one of the key things I've learned in this meeting, as particularly being in the follow the process, and so it's giving me a different dimension of how to follow the process, and also establish the point that the only way you can make your vision realistic is actually to find a mission. And I love the way I think he explained the mission in a way I've never thought of. And he explained it this way, that the mission is actually a way to actually roll out your vision. So I want to thank you very much. I think it's been worth it coming for this meeting, and yeah, thanks very much.
yeah, those online, anybody has a question or a contribution? Charles.
Thank you very much. Pastor Peter made mention of some few things, and he spoke of the dream giver, which is God, and the dreamer, which is us, and the dream. But what I would like to add to what he said, that for the dreamer, you must be willing to take on the dream. You must have a strong conviction and believe the dream giver. Because if you are not willing, the dream cannot come true. Are you with me? And also, sometimes the dream will be beautiful, but the pattern to the dream will not be as we want. An example will be Joseph. Joseph had a dream. He saw the moon and the sun bound towards him. But the pattern to which he became the prime minister was a little bit rough. He went into a pit. He went to prison. He was being lied on. But he had a strong conviction, and he became who he wanted to be. So sometimes the pattern will not be as smooth as we will have. But if we believe in the dream giver, and if we believe in the dream, I think we will also achieve it. Thank you.
Thank you. Any question, contribution, additions? Yep.
Thank you, Pastor. What Pastor Peter has brought to us tonight is absolutely marvelous, absolutely beautiful, because it brings me back to a time where I've had my own business. I'm from New Zealand, and I went through a really rough time because the processes that Pastor Peter has put up tonight is exactly the process to start and carry on through. The only thing I didn't have in my life was God, and He's a big part. He's a huge part. But other than that, the processes that Pastor Pete has here are exactly that, to make a business the best it can be. And if you follow the process, it will happen. Because it happened for me, and I was bad at it. So if you're bad at something and it works, then when you learn to become a better person with personal development, it can only get better. It's like you said, if you don't personally develop yourself, you won't go anywhere. It'll stop. Because somebody else will pick it up better than you. And that happened to me. And I thank Pastor Pete for this evening, because it's given me a time to be able to reflect and come back to finding the craft. And between my wife and I, we have found a craft, and I'm starting to learn again to master the craft that I'm in. It'll be 3 years, and that's fine. I don't mind taking that 3 years and putting my whole effort into that, and we'll keep things going until we get to that point. Thank you, Pastor.
Thank you. Yeah, if you can see, there's a question online. Let me answer the one online quickly, and then we'll take it through. So this is Anesta Faith from Ghana. He said, I'm blessed this afternoon. So it's afternoon there. I want to ask, to be a good and effective communicator, what are some of the things I need to do? Okay, so Anesta, if you can hear me, my quick recommendation will be read good books. My first book I will recommend is How to Make Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. So start with that one. If you finish, give me a call or send me a message. I will give you another one. Attend conferences or programs where effective communicators are speaking. You have to hang around them for a long time to get the way they do it. So read good books and associate with good and effective communicators. That's the way I will handle that one. And then the next one, he said, and please, is there any materials you will recommend for me? Yeah, I think this one will be more of one-on-one. So send me a message, give me a call, and we will take it from there. There are a lot of materials I can recommend, but I can't say all of them right here in this meeting. So thank you, Anesta, for your question. Anybody else, either online or in person? We got 5 minutes to go. Ton.
Thank you, Pastor. My name is Ton. I'd like to appreciate Pastor Young, because what I try to say, word of encouragement, because without encouragement, we won't be able to make anything possible in this world. So the reason I came here today, I nearly give up on my citizenship for a long time. I applied for it in 2017 and was turned down. And after 2018, I applied again, and I passed my Australian citizenship. And they need a bit of process to follow it up. I nearly give up. Peter said, look, Thorn, you can do this. And I tried more than 19, or nearly 2 years or 3 years now. Yesterday, I got approval from Australian citizen because I've been here for. So without pastor, I wouldn't able to make it through this difficult time. For me, it's very encouraging, and in life, you never give up. So, like Peter, you can succeed today or anything you do, never give up. So now I believe anything is possible in this world, whatever you do. So follow the process, and you'll be well off sometime. Thank you, Pastor. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you very much, Ton, for your testimony. Just quickly, so that the guys that work here will come and finish up before they go, we'll end the meeting officially, but we will be around, okay? And we are not running away. We are in Kalgoorlie. So if you have any questions, you have any concern, just give me a call, send me a message. If you need mentorship or coaching, or you need any direction for what you are believing that God is telling you to do, just give us a call, and then we'll help you through to download the dream and make it clear. So thank you very much for coming and trusting me with your money. That's good. So yeah, thank you.